Welcome. I am Hope of Crafty Hope, and welcome to my ICAD number 24 of the ICAD 2021. Let me tell you what I'm doing, and I'll explain a little more about ICAD. I have got a 3x5 index card, and I am starting by just basically collaging on top of it with a single piece of paper. I'm using my Oohoo glue stick, and that is a piece of like a shorthand book that's got some instant coffee kind of spilled and dried across it. So I'm just covering the whole card with that before I get started on my neurographic doodles. So ICAD stands for Index Card a Day. There are a couple prompts out there. The originator's prompt for this day was maroon. I didn't really care for that one, but my friend Nina Fickett has her own set of mixed media ICAD prompts, and hers was watercolor, and I did like that a lot, so I'm going to use that one. On this day, I was just feeling like taking it kind of easy, and I love to doodle, so I am doing what's called neurographic doodles. I just recently learned about this, and I'm a little obsessed with it, so that's what I'm kind of doing. As you see here, I'm using a couple of different things to just make some circles, but you could do whatever kind of shapes you like. This is just kind of a quick and easy neurograph kind of thing, but if you search on YouTube, you will find all kinds of tutorials other than this one on there. So once I got my little circle shapes that I decided were going to be my bases here, I'm drawing these kind of squiggly lines from one side of the card to another side. And then where all of the lines intersect, or any of the lines intersect, I am curving those intersections. So just, I hope you can see it in here, but I'm kind of just drawing a line in there. You see that? The curve of the intersections there that I'm doing. And this is supposed to resemble like your neurons and your synapses in your brain. I really should know more about that since I studied that in college, but I haven't thought real hard about it in a few years. So really, I just like this idea and the effect of these curved line intersections. Where the lines intersect, they get a little bulky, and it's just kind of a neat look to them. So I am using Sharpies with this because I knew I was going to come in with watercolors, and I know that they're permanent. But you could use any kind of pen or pencil or even a crayon to really do this doodle effect. So like I said, I'm using this really basic Sharpie marker there, trying to even out some of the lines. And once I realize that I'm making just the lines thicker, I decide to use my fine liner Sharpie and even up those lines a little bit more, and especially those intersections where I've curved. The marker really gives me the chance to make them kind of nice and thick and bulky, but this fine liner helps me get some of those imperfections out. So, like I said, I've been kind of obsessed with this neurographic doodling lately. It's, I think I've got another card or two actually that you're going to see this show up in. And I could have sped this up a little bit more to get through it, but I really kind of wanted you to get a look at what it is I'm doing here with all of it. And it's all kind of based on what you want to do. It was developed, I believe, by some kind of Russian psychologist to kind of work out feelings. So it's kind of an art therapy type thing. And I really kind of feel that in my bones that it's doodling for me in general is a almost a form of meditation. And this especially because everything's so random really feels greatly meditative. All right, so I got all of my lines, well, not all of them evened up. I realized here that, oh, nope, that one needed to be evened up. I always seem to miss something. But I've pulled out my watercolors to use the prompt, and I am, again, this is a personal preference. This isn't part of the neurographic part. But I decided to color in the circles that I had traced with the one color. So I'm using this green. And then I decide, and y'all had no plan when it came to the colors. I really probably should have figured out if I had a maroon watercolor before I did this, but I was just at this point was like, oh, I'm just going to watercolor now. And yeah, that's what I did. So I'm taking a little time to make sure my brush gets clean, and I'm going to come in with an orange since I did 3 circles, I'm kind of just doing, I think, 3 spaces of the other colors. So, and I think the oranges I tried to keep kind of to the outside, and partly for me, I think I was trying not to touch any of that green since it is watercolor, and I didn't want that to spread too much. So I think that was some of my thought process in how I colored these in. So I get that orange down, and then I was thinking about what other color would go with it, and I decided just to use yellow. For some reason, those 3 seem to just kind of feel right for me on this day. And this is not my usual color palette at all. No, if you've seen some of my stuff, I really tend to always go for the blues and greens. But no, I was feeling orange for some crazy old reason. So I'm getting these in here. Let's see. I think I'm trying to pick one more. And this one I think did touch the green a little bit, and there was a little bit of bleed. So, but that's okay. Somehow, oh, maybe I did 4 yellow. Ah. I guess I was feeling it wasn't even enough. So, anyway. I did dry this, and then I'm coming in with a Sharpie pen. So you see I'm using all of these Sharpie products. I think in a sense that kind of keeps it consistent in the color, like the blackness of the black, but also all of those are permanent with the watercolor. And I'm just going to do some doodles in some of these spaces. This is just some close together straight lines. I think I did this in another video. It's one of my favorite doodle things lately, is just a bunch of lines. So I'm going to do that, I think, in 2 of these spaces. And then and these are 2 spaces that didn't have color in them. I think all the spaces I doodle in end up being ones that don't have any of the color in it. But this is, again, a personal preference. If you decide to try neurographic doodling, you know, you don't have to color in those lines. You could color first and then doodle on top of that. Like I did, I've got the coffee on there. Then I do these circles, and I kind of color in the space behind them, so it's the circles that stand out. So, but you don't have to doodle. I think one of my other ones, I don't doodle at all. Yeah, I don't think I even added words on this one. I just doodled. It felt good, and it's one of my most liked ICADs, and I find that just crazy. So pretty much this is it, y'all, for this ICAD. Like I said, I gave you some information on neurographic doodling. Look it up. I appreciate y'all coming by and watching, and keep on crafting on. Thanks for watching. Bye.